Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we are going to be building a sign up form, and as you can see here, this is a final project, really simple, and we are going to implement a lot of things in here. And the first thing is we are going to use MUI library. So as you can see here, this field is beautiful, and also we are going to use React hooks form. Okay, this package is basically for handle form in React. Okay, so it's pretty nice. So let me showing you here. Okay, if I click sign up without give any value in this input field, we get error. As you can see, full name is required, email required, etc. So if I put name, let's say John Doe, and the email we can say John at, as you can see here, we get error, and the error say email must be a valid email. Okay, so we can say mail.com and we get the valid email now. And also for the number, we can do number here. As you can see, port number is not valid. As you can see, now it's valid. And also the country, and the country here, we are gonna get that from this REST API, REST countries. Okay, and also, and the password here, as you can see, the password must contain 8 character, 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase, 1 number, and 1 special case character. So we can say pass and then 1 2 3, and then let's say word, let's say exclamation mark here. So let's just copy the password and paste that to the confirm password. But if I put random something here, as you can see, we have error, password must match. So the password should be matched. You can paste that in here, and as you can see, the field must be checked. Okay, when I check, everything is good here, and if I click sign up, we get the value of the console. Okay, so that's what we are gonna be building. Really simple, guys, and let's get started. So let's first create a folder. I'm gonna go to my document / YouTube content. So let's say YouTube-content. And then inside in here, I'm going to create a folder called, let's say, React. Let's say sign up with React hook form. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to cd into the folder. Let's say sign up, and then with React hook form. Let's just copy this, and then I'm going to cd into the folder. So let's say cd, and then sign up with React hook form. Here we go, and then I'm going to open that into the Visual Studio Code. Here we go. It should be empty here. Let's make it bigger. Okay, nice. And inside in here, I'm going to generate React application with Vite. So let's go to Vite here, vitejs.dev, and I'm gonna use npm, so I can just copy this command here. And let's go back into the terminal, and let's put npm create Vite add lettuce, and I'm going to say // to generate React application in the current folder. Alright, so we have option here, so select React and then JavaScript, and then we can say npm install to install the dependency. And as you can see in Visual Studio Code, we have the public and then source folder. Okay, it's going to be install all the dependency, and we should have one folder called node modules. Okay, this one here. Nice. Let's open integrate terminal in the VS Code, and I'm gonna close this terminal, and we're gonna use this integrated terminal in VS Code. So we can say npm run dev. Okay, but I'm going to initialize git because Vite is not come with git, so we can say in git init. There we go. Okay, let's just close this, and now we can open the localhost 5174. Okay, so this is the Vite application by default. So what we can do first is I'm going to remove a couple things. So let's remove the asset here. Okay, we don't need that. The asset, the CSS, let's remove all of this, delete that, and let's go to main, and let's remove the index CSS, and let's go to app, and let's do all this. Here we go, and let's just put let's just say app here. Let's remove the use state, all this import up here, and Now we should see just app here. Alright, so next let's install the UI library, which is MUI. So let's go to get started, and we are going to go to the installation tab, and I'm going to copy this command. This we are going to install the MUI material, emotion React, and emotion style. So let's open the terminal. I'm going to open another terminal tab here and put that in here and hit enter. And also we are going to install the, if you want to using style component, you can use that, and you can install the style component in here, but I'm not gonna use that. So let's scroll down, and I'm gonna use this font. So let's just copy that and paste that in here, and also hit enter. And also we are going to import this CSS, this font here, so you can just copy and go into your main.jsx, and in here we are going to paste the font. Okay, so let's close everything here, save, and let's go to app.jsx. And in here what we need to do is basically I'm going to create another component in here. So I'm going to create a folder called pages, and inside this pages I'm going to create a file called, say, RegisterForm.jsx, and in here let's generate that RFCE, and I'm going to import that in here, register form. Okay, and MUI have component called container, I believe. Should be in layout, I think. Where's the layout? This one. Okay, and this container have couple props that we can set, and I'm gonna send the maximal width to extra small. Let's do that here. I want to say container come from MUI material. We can close that down here. So, and also the container have SX, which is the type system from add CSS. So we can say SX. Okay, and also in here we can give any CSS you want. I can say background, let's say red. You can see the container now, it should be red. Okay, if I put a maximal width, let's say maximal width into, let's say, extra small, and here we go. Okay, nice. And we're not gonna use this color, of course. So now let's working with the RegisterForm component. So first I'm going to wrap everything with box. Box is like a div. We can use box here. It should be in layout as well. Where is the layout one? So we have box here, and in this box we can also send a couple things here. As you can see, we can send a style as well. So we can do SX that equals to object, and I'm going to say display to flex here, and also I'm going to set the flex direction into column. Let's say flex direction column, and also I'm going to say margin top into for RAM, and also I'm going to do align item, let's say center. Okay, and inside this box here we are going to put the avatar, which is the icon here. Where's the final project? This one. Okay, but if we want to use icon in MUI, we need to install the, so let's go to installation here. We need to install the icon material. So we need to just copy this and open the terminal, and we can just paste that in here and hit enter. Okay, to use the icon is pretty simple. Let's go to let me see here, avatar here. Okay, we are gonna use something like this one. Okay, so first we need to wrap everything inside a, not everything, but the icon inside the avatar component. So we can say avatar. Okay, and inside this avatar here we are going to put the icon, but in this avatar I'm going to send a couple styling. So we can say style. Okay, and first I'm going to add the margin. So you can see margin to let's say 1, and then the background color I want to set that to secondary dash main. Okay, and for the icon I'm going to use, so let's see, I want to search for the icon. So let's search icon here, material icon, and I'm going to search for register, and we are going to use this icon here. So we can just click that and we can paste that in here. Okay, we can paste here and we can use the icon, so we can copy that, and now we can put the component icon right here. Okay, so now if I save that, and let's close this terminal, if I save and let's take a look, so let's see, reload, and then we should see the icon here. Okay, nice. And we are going to use typography here, so let's say typography, and the text I'm going to say sign up. Okay, and also the component here I'm going to use h1, so let's say component set equals to, let's say h1 here. Okay, so if I save, we should see sign up. Nice. So next it should be the form, so let's give a comment here and say form. I think in here I'm going to create a folder called components. Inside these components I'm going to create a file called, let's say, textfield.jsx. okay, so let's save this, and I'm going to wrap all the text field inside a box, so we can say box here, the box, right? And let's give a styling here, and first I'm going to say this box, it should be form. Okay, so the meaning about this is this typography here, if you see in the spec, and then you see right here, as you can see, it should be h1. Okay, and also this div that we are going to create here, it should be form, as you can see here, it should be form. Okay, so it's like that. And also I'm going to give a styling here, so let's say styling set equals to, and first I'm going to set the width, let's say width into, let's say 100%, and also the margin top I'm going to set that to let's say 2 rem. Okay, here we go. And now we need to put the text field right here, like that. Let's import come from component here. Okay, so let's go to text field. So let's remove this div here, and I'm going to use form control. Let's say form control. Okay, and in this form control I'm going to add the full width to true. Okay, and also I'm going to give a style here, so let's say margin bottom, I'm going to set that to 1 rem. Okay, this is basically space between the text field, as you can see in the final project here. There we go. Okay, as you can see, we have the space between the field. Okay, this is a 1 rem basically, come from this. Okay, so now we are going to import the text field come from MUI, so you can say text field. Okay, and also let's give a variant here, and the variant that I'm going to use is, let's say, field. Okay, so let me see, here we go. Okay, and let's give a label, so let's say label set equals to the label, it should be full name. Okay, so now we have the full name. Okay, really cool. But we are going to grab the label come from the prop, so we can destructuring here, so we can say label like so, and then we put the label here, say label like that. Let's go to register form, and we need to send the label here, so you can say label set equals to full name. Okay, so now we have full name. Nice. So let's copy and paste this couple times, and this should be the email, let's say email, and this should be the mobile phone, let's say mobile, and then phone. Okay, so when I save, we should see 3 input field. Okay, but in the final project, let's see here, as you can see in the mobile phone, we have +91. This is the adornment. Okay, so let's create that. So let's go to the MUI, and let's go to the input and then text field here. Let's scroll down and we are going to looking for this one here, input Adornment, and as you can see, it is kilogram right there. And let's see the code. Okay, we should add input props and then start Adornment and then the value here. Okay, kilogram or anything you want. So let's go back here and I'm gonna send input props here. So let's say input props set equals to, and in here we are gonna send let's say start Adornment. So you can copy this, okay, paste that in here, and we are going to render the input Adornment here. So let's say input Adornment and then the value, let's say +91. Okay, and also the position, I'm gonna set that to start, like that. So if I save, nothing will be happen because we don't yet use that into the text field. So in here we need to grab that inside the props here. So let's say input props, and then in text field what we need to do is, as you can see here in the documentation, we should add input props and the I should be uppercase. So let's put here, I'm gonna say input props set equals to input props come from the props here. Okay, the props of the component. Okay, we can do that. And now if I save and let's take a look here, we should see 9 + 91 here. And as you can see, we can type in text, okay, but we need to change the type to number. So let's go back. So in here we need to send inside the input props, we need to send another key value. So we can say type, okay, type set equals to number. So if I do that and when I save, let's go back here, and now it should be number. Okay, as you can see, this is the value here. Okay, cool. So next, let's add a select field. Let's create another component. Inside the components folder, we are going to create another file. Let's say select fields. Let's say select and then fields.csx. Let's say RIFCE, and right here we need to, I think really similar like this one, so we can just copy that and paste that in here. So let's grab the label come from these props here, so we can say label, and then we are going to remove these input props like so. And also let me open the documentation here and go to text field, and then we are going to see the select here. Okay, as you can see, the select here. So we are going to use that. To use the select is pretty simple. We need to set the select to true. Okay, so let's do here, and we can say select like that. Okay, select to true. So of course we need to import the form control and text field. Here we go. So now let's import the select field into register form. So we can do here. So let's say register select fields. Okay, it's come from component/select fields. Okay, so we are going to send the label. Okay, the label it should be country. So now save, and let's take a look in the final project here. As you can see, we have country, and also we need to send the menu item. So let's go to here. As you can see, we have a menu item. Let's go back and into select fields, and in here we need to use closing tag here, text field closing tag. So we can use that, and in here we can use the menu item. Okay, so we can say, let's say none here. Okay, so let's see. As you can see, we have none. Okay, so next let's put the password field. Okay, the password field and confirm password. So we can use the text field here. So let's go back here, and we are going to copy this and paste that in here. Okay, and this label it should be password, and this label here it should be let's say confirm password. Okay, so if I save and let's see, as you can see, we have the full name, email, mobile phone, country, password, and confirm password. And all this field is basically required. So let's go back to TextField. Okay, and we are going to add the require here. So let's say require set it to true, and then as you can see, we have this star icon, so that means this is a require. Okay, and also this country here should be required as well. So let's go back to select field, and we need to add a require here. So let's say require, save, and we should have this star icon. Okay, so we just have none, so we can add another item here. So let's say US, or let's say India. Okay, if I save and we have US and India here. Okay, we can also send a value. Those value should be empty for none, and then let's just copy this, paste that in here, and paste that in here. It should be US, let's say India here. Okay, if I save, we should see this value here. Okay, as you can see. Nice. Another thing that we are going to create in here is the checkbox. So let's see the final project, this one here. Let's go back to documentation and click this checkbox. Okay, so it's pretty simple to use checkbox. We are going to use this one here, okay, with label. So we can use from control label. So I think we can just copy this, okay, just to make it simple. So let's go to components, and we are going to create another file. So let's say CheckboxField, okay, .jsx. Let's say rrfce, and in here we are going to just paste the form control label. Okay, so we need to import this from control label, this checkbox. Okay, so let's save, and we need to import that into this register form. So we can say let's say CheckboxFields. Okay, like so. So when I save, we should see the label here. Okay, nice. So we need to change the label. So let's go back right here, and we need to change this into, let's say, I agree to, let's give a name, my app, or any app you want. Say terms and privacy, let's say policy. Okay, so if I save, we can click this. Okay, nice, right? So another thing is the button. So let's create a button. I'm gonna create the button into the register form here. So let's do down here. So let's do button. Let's say button come from MUI material, and this button have a text called sign up. Okay, and also let's send the couple props here, and let's first set the type into submit. Like you can say submit, and then I'm going to set the full width to true. Okay, and also the variant, I'm going to set that to contained, and also the styling, let's give the styling here, and I'm going to say margin top to 3 and margin bottom to, let's say, 2. Okay, so when I save, and let's take a look here, as you can see, we have this button. Okay, pretty nice. All right, so next let's working with the React hook form. So first we need to install the package. Let's go to reacthookform.com, and let's go to get started, and what we need to do is let's just copy this command and install the package. We can say paste here and hit enter. Okay, so it's done. Nice. And let's run the localhost, close this terminal, and then now what we need to do is we need to import the use from, okay, come from React hooks from. Okay, so first I think, let's say up here, okay, we are going to say cons and then set that equals to use form. Okay, this use form is basically come from the React hook form. Okay, and inside in here we can grab the handle submit. Okay, so we can copy that and paste that in here like that. Okay, so in this form here, okay, remember this is a form, and in here we can say on submit, set that equals to, and we are going to run the function here. Okay, we can gonna say handle submit, and then we are going to create function call on submit like that. Okay, let's create this function. I'm gonna create up here, so let's say cons handle submit set equals to our function. Okay, and it's like data here. Okay, and we can console log the data. Okay, say data like so. So as you can see here in the final project, when I click sign up, we get this default warning here. So what we need to do is inside this form we can say no validate to true. So we can say no validate to true. So now as you can see, if I go to console here and let's click sign up, okay, we get empty object here. Okay, cool. So let's go back to React hooks form documentation. As you can see here, to use that is pretty simple. We can just say register and then the name of the input field. You can say register first name, register email, register gender, etc. Okay, but remember we're using a UI library called MUI here. Okay, so to use MUI to integrate with React hooks form, we need to use controller. As you can see here, if the component doesn't expose inputs ref, then you should use the controller component. So we need to use this controller. We give a name, we give the control, and then we render the component come from MUI. Okay, so first we need to use control. So we can say inside the register form, we can say comma and then a control. Okay, so we are going to send the control into TextFields Component. So we can say control set equals to control like so. You can just copy this, paste that in here. Okay, like that, and right here as well. Okay, and also we give a name. Okay, the name of the input. So in this case here, I'm gonna say name set equals to, let's say, full name. Okay, and for this one, say name set equals to email. Okay, and then this one, name set equals to mobile, and then for the country here we can say name set equals to country, and for the password we can say let's say name set equals to password, and then down here we can say name set equals to confirm password. Okay, so now let's go to the TextField component here. Okay, so now we can grab the control and then the name. Okay, because remember here we send that the control and the name here. So now let's go to the documentation, and as you can see here we need to use controller. So controller is come from the React hook form. So let's go back here, and inside the text field we need to import a controller, right? So let's just copy this and paste that in here like that. We don't need this use form, of course, so we need to use the controller right here. Okay, so let's comment this first, or maybe we can typing up here. Okay, so we can say controller. So let's do that here. Let's say controller. Okay, so inside this controller here we have the name. Okay, let's say name set equals to, the name is come from props here. Okay, so we can say name set equals to name, and then we need to say control set equals to control. So we can do down here control set equals to control, and then down here we render that. So you can say render. Okay, render set equals to, okay, it's basically run another function here, so we can say function, and then we grab the field inside in here, so we can say field. Okay, yeah, field, and then we need to run the component that we need to render here. So basically, as you can see here, we're running the input. So now we need to run this text field. So I'm going to use like so, and then put this text field inside in here, just like that. There's something wrong here, so let's add curly braces, and here we go. It's nice. So now we need to destructuring the fields like so inside the input. So we can say inside this text field, we can say like so. Okay, the dot 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 and then field. Okay, so now when I save that, and let's take a look here, when I refresh, and let's typing something here. Okay, and if I click sign up, as you can see in the full name and email, we get the value. As you can see here, the full name and the email. Okay, really nice. All right. Okay, but as you can see, the confirm password, mobile, and the password here, it's undefined. Okay, because we not send the default value. So what we need to do is send the default value inside the use form. So what we need to do, let's go back to register form, and up here we can say default value here. Okay, like this one. Okay, so we can say default value. Okay, and then we are gonna say first name, not first name, but let's say full name, empty string, and email, let's say empty string, country, let's say empty string, and also mobile, let's say empty string, and also the password, let's say password empty string, and also the confirm password should be empty string as well. And also the last thing is the privacy. It should be false by default because we not check that. Okay, the checkbox right here. Okay, so now save and let me refresh. Let's typing random something here. If I go sign up, as you can see, we get the confirm password empty string, country empty string, etc. Okay, we have this value as well. So next, let's also change the select field here with controller. So we need to grab the name and also the control. Okay, and what we need to do is let's do controller here. Let's say controller come from React hooks form. Okay, and self closing tag here, and we can say name set equals to name, and also control set equals to control, like that. Okay, so down here we can say render set equals to, and we are going to render function, and also here we are going to render all this text field. So we can copy that, or we can put that up here. Okay, so now we can grab the field, let's say field, and we grab the field and put here. So we can say 3 dot and then field, just like that. Okay, so let's try to save, and let's take a look here. If I refresh, let's select India. If I sign up, we should see India here. Okay, nice. So now we are going to fetch the list of the country and showing into the menu item here. So what we need to do, let's go to the rest countries, and we are going to use the all API. Where is that? This all here. Okay, this one. So we can just copy that and we can do right here. Okay, so we can say first, I think we are going to create the state. So we can say const list country, and also set list country. Okay, so set that equals to use state. By default, it should be empty array. Okay, so down here we can say use effect, because we are going to fetch the API inside this use effect. So we can say use effect, and then down here we're gonna do empty array. Okay, and also we are going to use fetch. So we can say fetch. Okay, and we put the URL here, and we are gonna say dot then. Okay, so we grab the response here. Let's say response. Let's say response. set equals to, and we're going to say response.json. Okay, response.json, and also we grab the .then, and we are going to grab the data, and then I'm going to set list country into data like that. Okay, so now save, and let's console.log this list country. So let's say console log list country. So let's take a look into the browser here. As you can see, we have a lot of data, so let's make it bigger. As you can see, we get a lot of data here, and we are going to access the name of the country, I believe, this name command, and then the name of the country here. So we are gonna do, let's say, country names. So cons country names set equals to, I'm gonna say list country, and then let's map through, I'm gonna say item, and we can say item.name.command. okay, and I'm gonna do .sort to make it sort, and here we go. Okay, so now let's console log this country names. We should see all the name inside one array here. Okay, as you can see, it start from A, Afghanistan, Albania, etc. Okay, cool. So now we can use that down here. So we can just remove this console, and then we can use right here. So let's remove this menu item, and we are gonna do country names dot map. Okay, we grab the individual country, and then down here I'm going to return the menu item. We can say menu item. Okay, and then we are going to put the country inside in here. Let's say country, and then the value should be also country. So we can say value set equals to country, and also the key, I'm going to say country as well, like that. And the none here, I'm going to wrap that with em. Okay, em tag. This is just HTML tag, so we can do like so. So now save, and let's take a look, guys. If I close this, okay, and this country have a lot of data here. Okay, really cool. Okay, nice. We need to also wrap this text box here with a controller. So let's go to CheckboxFields, and in here I'm going to wrap this control form control label inside a React fragment. Okay, so let's put this into React fragment like that, and we need to use a controller here. So let's say controller come from React hooks form, and we are going to send the name. Okay, the name is basically come from the name, just come from the props here. So we are going to grab the name, the control. Okay, and we are going to send that. So let's go to RegisterForm, and I'm going to send the control set equals to control, and name set equals to, I'm gonna say privacy. So let's say privacy. Okay, so let's go back to CheckboxFields, and we are going to say control set equals to control here. Okay, so I'm going to render set equals to, again we are going to use arrow function, and I'm going to grab the fields here. So let's say field, and then I'm going to render this form control label. So let's put up here. Okay, like so, and we are going to put this field into the checkbox. We can do here, and let's say 3 dot and then field. Okay, so if I save, and let's go back here, let's go to console, and right here let's see, and I'm going to check that out, and typing random something here, and the email, the full name, phone number, and if I click sign up, as you can see we have all the value here. The privacy is true. Okay, if I uncheck that, the privacy should be false. Okay, but I think there's a problem here. When I refresh, as you can see, the checkbox is still checked here. So we need to remove this default check, and we need to add a require here. So require set it to true, and then as you can see here, we get some warning. So when I refresh, okay, the error should be gone. So what we need to do next is let's add the validation. So let's go to React hooks form and go to this schema validation, and in here the first thing is we need to install Yup. So we can copy that and open the terminal, and I'm going to paste that in here and hit enter. Okay, so the first thing what we need to do is we are going to import this Yups resolver, okay, and also import everything as Yup from Yup. So we can just copy this and just close this and paste into the register form. So we can paste that in here. Okay, so we import the Yup resolver and also the Yup. Okay, so to use that is pretty simple. First we are going to create the schema. Okay, so let's go here and I'm going to create schema up here. So you can say cons. Let's give a comment first. So I'm going to say create schema, let's say validation. So in here I'm going to say cons and then schema set equals to Yup dot, let's say, object. Okay, and also this is basically an object with all the rule. So first I'm going to say first name. So let's say first name, not first name but full name. Okay, let's say full name, and I'm going to say Yup dot, it should be string, so I'm going to say Yup dot string, and this should be require, so I'm going to say dot require. Okay, and the error is showing up. I'm going to say full name is required. Okay, so down here what I'm going to do, let's say comma, and then we need to say resolver, like this one, resolver, and then Yup resolver, we paste the schema here. So we can copy that and paste that in here. Okay, you can say resolver and Yup resolver come from this one here, and then this should be schema. Wait, it should be schema here. Okay, we paste the schema and into this function. All right, so now if I save and let's go back here. Okay, if I click sign up, nothing happened basically, but if you let's see here, I'm going to say form state and I'm going to grab the error here. So let's say errors. Okay, so let's console log first so you can see what is error. So I'm going to console log here. So let's say console log the error. So let's say console log errors. So as you can see, this is an empty array. So if I click sign up, as you can see, full name, and then we get a message full name is required. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's go back to TextField, and in here I'm going to add error. So let's say error into true. Okay, set equals to, let's say, true here. Okay, if that's true, the text field, it should be red. Okay, so here I'm going to check first if we have this full name and then the message, we are going to set the error to true. Okay, but I'm going to create that to another file. Let's create a file called utils.jsx. Okay, and in here I'm going to export variable called, let's give a name, add error into field. Let's say error into field, and then just take error as a property here, and I'm going to set that equals to, and should be returning if the error is have a value. I'm going to return let's say error to true, and then else error into false. Okay, just like that. So now we can use this function. So we can copy the name of the function, and we are going to back to text field, and in here I'm going to, let's say, 3 dot here, and let's import the add error into field. We are going to send the, let's say, errors. Okay, errors, and then name. Okay, we don't yet have this error, so we are going to access that from prop. So I'm going to send error, so let's say errors, and then of course we need to send the errors into the text field. So let's go back to register form, and we are going to send the error set that equals to errors. Okay, so we can just copy all of this, and I'm going to paste that in here. So paste that in here and right here, and also we are going to paste that into the select fields as well, and into the password and confirm password. Okay, so let's save that, and also let's send into the checkbox fields. Let's do that here and paste that here. Okay, so now, and I refresh and I click sign up, as you can see the field here becoming red. Okay, so now I'm going to add the error message down here. It's a like full name is should require. Okay, this one here, I'm going to showing this message into down here. Okay, so let's go back to text field right here. So first I'm going to create component called error message. So let's create that. I'm gonna say error and then message.jsx, and let's say rifce, and then remove this React. Okay, so let's go back here, and in here I'm going to say if we have errors. Okay, errors, and then we access the name. Okay, so we are going to return, I'm going to use ternary operation here. I'm going to return, let's say error message, come from the error message component. So in here I'm going to send the message. So let's say message, that equals to, let's say errors, and then we access the name, and then we access the message. Okay, and also else I'm going to just returning null here. Let's say null. Okay, now let's go back to error message, and in here I'm going to remove this div, and let's use box. Okay, box come from MUI, and in this box I'm going to add styling. So let's say SX, and then I'm going to say the display, let's say flex. The align item, let's set that to flex. Align item, let's set to a center. Okay, and also the gap, let's say 5 pixel. Okay, and also the margin top, I'm going to set that to, let's say 5 pixel as well. So also down here I'm going to say typography, let's say typography, and this typography here I'm going to put the message down here. Okay, the message should be come from the props, so we can say message, and then we can render the message down here. We can say message. Okay, and let's give a styling in this typography. So we can say I'm gonna do the color I'm gonna change that to, let's say error.main. Okay, which is red color, and also the variant I'm gonna set that to span. Okay, this is basically just span tag, and I'm going to change the font size. Let's do 14 pixel. Okay, so when I save, we should see, as you can see here, full name is required. But I like to add the icon, okay, in the front of this message. So I'm going to say, I'm going to use error icon. So let's say error and then icon. Okay, error icon is basically come from the MUI. So let's import up here. So I'm going to say import, and then let's grab the error icon. Okay, let's say from, and I'm going to grab that from MUI / icon dash material / error. Okay, like that. So I'm going to change the color to, let's say color to error. Okay, and also the width. So let's say the width, I'm going to set that to, let's say 20 pixel. Let's do 20 pixel. All right, so when I save and let's take a look, if I click sign up, we get this icon here. Okay, really nice. We need to also send this message error into another field, which is into select field. So let's go back here, and I'm going to copy this function. Okay, let's copy that and go to the select field. Let's go to the text field here, and I'm going to paste that in here. And of course we need to import the add error into field. And Also, we are going to use the error here, so we can just copy that and go back to select field, and I'm going to do down here. Okay, just like that. And of course we need to send the errors, so we are going to do here, so let's say errors. Okay, and also here we need to import the error message. Okay, nice. Why we have the red color here, it should be comma, not dot. Okay, so now we need to also copy this and put that into the checkbox field. So let's do down here. Okay, paste that in here. And also we need to import the error here. So let's say errors. Okay, here we go. So we need to also import the errors message component. Okay, so let's save and let's try. I think let's save. We get the error here, control is not defined into checkbox field. So let's go to checkbox field, and we don't yet get the control here. So let's say control. Okay, so let's go back to register form, and we have already sent the error and control. Okay, so now let's add the validation into the email, mobile phone, country, password, and this privacy. So let's go back to register form, and up here we need to add the validation. Okay, so first I just want to copy and paste this couple times. So let's change this to email, and let's say mobile here, let's say mobile, and then country, let's say country, let's say password, say password, and confirm password, let's say confirm password. Okay, and also the privacy. I'm going to paste my regex here, so let's do here. I'm going to paste that in here. This is for the phone regex and this is for the password regex. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in the description so you can use that. So let's go back to the register form, and in this email I'm gonna say email is required. Okay, let's say email is required, and also I'm gonna say dot email method here. So say dot email to check if the email is valid or not. And for the mobile phone, I'm gonna say, let's say mobile phone is required, and also I'm gonna do dot match here. So let's say dot match. Okay, and I'm going to check the match with my phone regex. So let's say phone regex, and also if there's not a match with this regex, I'm going to add error here, and the error say phone number is not, let's say it's not valid. Okay, and also for the country, I'm gonna say country is required, and for the password, let's say password is required. Okay, and also I'm gonna do dot match as well here. Let's say dot match, and I'm gonna do password regex, and the error message I'm gonna do must contain a character, one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, and one special case character. Okay, for the confirm password, I'm gonna use one off. So let's remove this, and I'm gonna use one off. Okay, it's going to be the, I'm gonna use yup dot reference. This reference is basically go to the password. Let's say password. Okay, and I'm gonna do null here. Let's say comma, and then let's say null. And also for the error message, let's give a, let's do comma, and then the error message, let's say password must match. Okay, like that. So for the privacy, it's going to be boolean. So I'm gonna remove this, and it should be boolean. Okay, boolean, and also I'm gonna do dot one off. Okay, say dot one off, and also it should be true. Okay, and also I'm going to say the error, let's say field must be check. Okay, so let's go back to the browser, and as you can see, when I, let's make it small. Okay, when I click the sign up, As you can see, we get all this error: the full name, email, mobile, country, password, and this text box here. So if I do John Doe here, let's say John Doe, okay, and for the email, let's say John. As you can see, we have email must be a valid email. Let's do john@mail.com. Okay, it's valid now. And for the mobile phone, I'm gonna do random here. Okay, it's valid. And then the country, let's say Andorra. And of course, for the password, let's say 123. As you can see, we have password must contain a character, one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, and one special case character. So I'm gonna do 123 and then pass and then word, and then I'm gonna do exclamation mark here. And if I do random here, as you can see, password must match. So we need to copy come from password and paste that in here. So now it's matched. And of course, we have error here. Okay, the privacy. So we can click that, and then now we can see the result in the console here. Okay, but I'm going to remove the console error, and I'm going to reset after I click submit. I need to reset the form, so we can use reset method here. So we can say reset, and then I'm going to do reset and then run the method. Okay, so when I save, let's do random something here. Okay, let's do that, and the email, let's say, and the phone number, I'm gonna do random. Let's say the password 123 and then pass and then we, and then I'm gonna do A. Okay, let's copy this and paste that in here. Okay, and I'm gonna click sign up, and as you can see, the value is going to be gone, and also we get the value in the console. Okay, so I think that's it, guys, for this video. I hope you can implement React hook form in your next project with React and also with Material UI. So hope this is helpful, and I'm gonna see you in the very next video. Bye.